press the download button and get your favorite games. Cloudy Mountain, baby. It's gonna be awesome. Me and my friends, my amicos, we all have our controllers. We play in the house. Play in the house with the party because of our Amico. But there's no party without you. And that's why Amico. It's gonna be a blast. It's the party all night. It's a party all weekend. Because we got amicos and friends. Since April, I got my Amico in the mail. I got my Founder Edition. Man, I'm sure maybe you're jealous. Well, you can just go on that website. I get an Amico for you. It can be the purple or the GTO red. I got a Founder Edition. I know you had to buy it before. But I know I'm lucky because I was following Tommy on Facebook. Yeah. Now it's not the same anymore, man. I make tons of friends, tons of amigos. And what you do with your PlayStation 2?
Yeah, I understand, man. But like, I'm sure we're gonna see Tommy again. I don't feel that he burned us either at all.
Yeah.
I just think Phil's kind of handling stuff right now. You know, as far as. And Tommy hasn't gone anywhere. He's still, you know.
He still has an Amico-centric fan base and shit.
Well, you can't squeeze water from a rock so cold. And you can't expect Bill Adams to come back and cheer you up. And when Tommy Tallarico's gone, it sucks. Well, enough's enough. Oh, it's really enough. Amico forever. I think you gotta better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never. Amico forever. I think you gotta better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never. On and on and on. It just goes on and on and on. The physical games are useless from the start. Is he breaking world records, or is he just breaking your heart? The pandemic gets used only goes so far. Take a circuit card or an air guitar. Amico forever. I think you guys had better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never. Amico forever. I think you guys had better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never. On and on and on. It just goes on and on and on.
And you can be pissed at me if you want. That's fine. I can't fix it. We can't fix it.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately,
I'm not going to sit here week in and week out and discuss this with you guys at this point, okay? I understand you are upset. I want you to get your refund. I do. If you want a refund, I want you to get it. But also understand, I have zero control over that. And so nobody here has any control over this. We can't answer it. We can't keep forwarding the password. We can't do anything with it. Take it to them. Your problem is with them. Take it to them. Try to talk to them. I can't fix it. I can't.
Yeah, it does get frustrating because I know a lot of people are like, hey, what's going on? Like, other than the updates that we get and, you know, and my occasional reach out to go, hey, what's, you know, anything we could say? Maybe we got a show coming up. Like,
Amico forever. I think you guys had better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never, 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 never.
What's up, amigos? It is I, TGD Game Studios. Totally good dude, and I'm here with another Amico Forever. As you can see, flying solo without any amigos, but it's okay because I got the chat. I got all of you supporting me, and that's what Amico is all about. What's up? I see Sean Bernard in the chat. Long time no see. I'm glad to see you here. Swing Tender Hooligan, JM De Los Santos, Loose Awakening, Mince McVan, Lorenzo Sleekstack, what's up? AJ13, Pong Show, what's going on? Who else we got in here? Joshua Perez, Beefy Bites, and you, Super J, and of course, everyone else who's going to be showing up later. And we got a lot to talk about. We got an update from Phil Adam. We got to talk about the goings on with Atari and all the money, all the cash, dollar bills being sent to Intellivision's way. And of course, we're going to go over a classic Tommy Tallarico post. And we have a special treat. Everyone wants to know what Geeks with Cash is eating. Well, we've compiled a special video to show you exactly what it is. And yeah, a big shout out to Brett Weiss. We want to get Brett on the channel to do some Amico Forever. Haven't got a hold of him. We tried reaching out to Turbo Joe, getting him on the show. Haven't been able to book him. We're definitely going to get Francois back at some point. But we can't have him every week, right? He's like a unicorn. He's like Bigfoot. If Bigfoot was just around, he wouldn't be special, right? It's the rare sightings. So Francois will be here again, but not every week. Not every week. So hopefully everybody's doing good. Everyone's doing well. It's going to be a shorter show than usual. I know I say that a lot, and then we end up going like 4 hours, but definitely going to be a shorter show because we started later. I had some things to do. I was trying to get some stuff together, some last-minute things, some non-Amico related stuff. If you are subscribed to the channel, you'll know that I put out a Mortal Kombat video with some insider information, some secret sauces that delivered to me very exclusive information. So if you're interested in those weird modern games with all the blood and guts and violence, definitely might want to check that out. But I'm sure none of you fine amigos are into any of that stuff. But what you are into is M Network, the M Network games. That's right. We're going to go over this. This was awesome. This came out of nowhere. Wasn't expecting this. I know all the hater channels have avoided talking about this, avoided talking about all the money that Atari is now paying Intellivision. So let's go over this. This is from May the 4th. Almost a week ago, right? It just happened right after last week's Amico Forever. We didn't get it in time, but May the 4th. Atari announces acquisition of M Network Atari 26 titles and related trademarks. If you know anything, the M Network were the Mattel Network Intellivision games that were ported to the Atari 2600. They were given slightly altered names, put onto the Atari 2600. Well, now Atari has bought the rights to those games from Intellivision. Oh, man. Good day. Good day in Amicoville. Phil Adam coming through. He said he had some big deals. Phil Adam told you guys that he had some big deals. And none of you believed him. You all doubted him. He said, Phil Adam is an old kook. He don't know nothing. He was mixed up in the Amico Chameleon. The guy's no good. But here it is. Phil Adam making deals, making calls, having people on the phone. I told you there was people interested. I did an exclusive on this channel of someone else who had reached out to Phil Adam, and Phil Adam said, no, we can't sell you the rights to those games because we are getting six-figure deals, right? And this is probably one of them. This is probably one of those six-figure deals that Phil Adam was talking about. I've passed DJC and subs. That's what happens when you abandon Amico, right? When you abandon Amico, you abandon your base, you abandon your friends. That's it. Beefy Bites is here spreading misinformation. He says they may have paid Mattel, not Intellivision. No, I have proof that they've paid in television. We're going to get to it because I know there's haters like you, Beefy, who spread these false narratives, this misinformation. Who is Atari paying? Are they paying Tommy Tallarico? They're paying Intellivision. Tommy Tallarico is the president of Intellivision, but they're not like paying Tommy directly. It's not going into Tommy's pocket. It's going into the war chest at Intellivision so that they can have money to launch the console, put out all those commercials, capture that, was it 3 billion? 3 billion casual gamers who are just waiting to get an Amico. Yeah. Lorenzo says, is this show called Amico Forever because that's how long backers are waiting to get the console? No, it's called Amico Forever because friends are forever. When you have a friend, you have somebody for life, somebody that's going to be with you until the end. And that's what the Amico is, right? See, the Amico is not going to be an Amico 2. It's not going to be an Amico 3 or 4 or 5, an Amico 360, Amico Series X. Once you have the Amico, that's all you'll ever need. The Amico is forever. The Amico is a one system, total entertainment centerpiece for your living room, right? It does everything. It's going to be your gaming machine for the rest of your life. They're never going to have to do an Amico 2 because the Amico 1 is going to be all you need. In the games that keep coming out week after week after week, you're going to have so many games you're not going to know what to do with. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. I should get DJC on here. I'm working on getting DJC on here. We're trying. There's been some miscommunication. I'm still waiting for the Flamingo. Marty is still missing. So there's a little anger back and forth between me and DJC. DJC claims he sent it. He's saying that I'm holding Marty hostage, and I'm not revealing the truth that Marty is here with me. I'm saying, hey, I haven't got Marty. There's no Marty. The post office telling me that Marty escaped from his cage. DJC obviously didn't lock the cage correctly. DJC claims that I'm lying, that he knows how to lock a cage. So there's a back and forth. It's a little animosity right now. We're trying to work through it. We're working through it. If we had an Amico, we could definitely, what could be, right? What could be? Is there any indication that the proceeds from the sale will go towards a manufacturing solution for the Amico? Why wouldn't it, Oliver? Why wouldn't it? Do you think that they're just collecting money to put into their pockets so they can make themselves richer? Is that what you think of the executives at Intellivision? Man. AJ13 says, Amico haters don't know the truth. If they get a ride in the Ferrari, they'll see the light. That's right. Because people don't understand, right? When you're in a Ferrari with Tommy Tallarico, that's a one-on-one experience. You were there, sitting under the learning tree of one of the most prolific developers, musical geniuses, sound effect wizards in all of gaming, right? You're sitting there. And what is it, 15, 20, 30, 40-minute drive? It feels like forever because you are learning so much in that drive with Tommy Tallarico, right? The words cannot describe the transcendent experience of getting a Ferrari ride from Tommy. By indication, I kind of mean evidence. Evidence is the company existing. Come on. You haters need to think of better questions than that, right? Beefy says, hit the like, people. Every like is a cheer to get Amico made. That's right. We got to show them that Amico still has an audience, that people still are interested in the audience. What is a macaroni Muppet? I think it's a Muppet made out of macaroni and cheese. Min says, I met Tommy Tallarico once. He was a super nice guy. He is. He's the greatest guy ever. He is lucky. Tommy's right. You are lucky to have gotten a ride, Mins. All right. Let's see what it says here. It says, Atari, one of the world's most iconic consumer brands and interactive entertainment producers. I wonder what the other most iconic consumer brand is. Hint, hint, Intellivision Amico. announced today the acquisition of more than a dozen Atari 2600 games, published originally under the M Network label. The collection includes fan favorites Armor Ambush, or as we know it, Tank Battle, Astro Blast, or as we know it, Astro Smash, Frogs and Flies, or as we know it, Frog Bog, Space Attack, and Star Strike. I don't know what the names of those games are, but I'm sure they're classic Intellivision properties. Atari will seek to expand the digital and physical distribution of the classic titles, create new games based on the IPs, and explore brand and merchandising collaborations. Oh, man. We're going to get T-shirts, posters. Oh, man. Maybe a limited edition Atari VCS M Network version. Could you imagine that, getting an M Network exclusive Atari VCS? And then the amount of money that Intellivision is going to get from all of the royalties. M Network represents a unique moment in Atari's early history, and this acquisition expands the Atari 2600 catalog in a meaningful way. We have the potential to reintroduce these titles in a number of ways, ranging from re-releasing them in collections to creating new games based on the acquired IPs. Man, I remember a few weeks ago, all the haters were saying that there's nothing in the Intellivision catalog that anybody wants to buy, right? There's no games that anybody's going to acquire. You're lying, Frog. You don't know what you're talking about. There's no way anybody's going to pay for Intellivision games. And then here we go. Not less than a week later, Atari's buying the M Network games, the M Network IPs. You're talking about the greatest collection of Atari 2600 games, right? And these games are so celebrated, so loved by Atari fans. Intellivision fans love them already on the original console, but Intellivision wanted to spread that love to another console. So they made that network, the M Network. They made the deal with Atari, and man, the Atari fans just love it. They just ate up those games, and now they're going to get them back. But of course, that cost them a little money, All that rocket fuel, baby. All that rocket fuel for the launch pad. It's going to be sweet. It's going to be sweet. Joshua Perez is incorrect. He accidentally put the wrong arrow. ColecoVision is less than Intellivision. What is a Coleco, right? What is a Coleco? Intellivision is an intelligent television. Intelligent television. ColecoVision is Coleco television. What's a Coleco? It's not even a word. It doesn't even make any sense. ColecoVision doesn't even have a name that makes sense. Come on. You got to get up early. You see, this is why I understand why Tommy had so much fun with you haters, because you're so dumb in the things you say. You're so ignorant to anything pre-NES, right? You're so ignorant to all the great classic games. And it's so easy to make you guys look dumb because all the stupid things you say are so easily debunked. It's sad. It's sad that I see 6 million people being fooled by some H-Bomber guy's video. Who the fuck is an H-Bomber guy? Says Atari also acquired the corresponding rights to the M Network brand. M Network was a video game division within Mattel that produced games for the Atari 2600 video game system during the 1980s. The M Network acquisition is blah, blah, blah. Who cares? All I'm reading is that Atari has spent a whole bunch of money, and that money was given to Intellivision. And that's all that matters. Now, you guys wanted proof. You wanted proof that this money is going to Intellivision and not Mattel. So I'm going to provide you with proof, because that's what we do here, right? We provide proof. Okay. So here it is. This is a 2019 post from Tommy Tallarico, former CEO of Intellivision Amico. The most honest man. Nothing to hide. He has nothing to hide. The most honest man in video gaming. Mr. Me says, I'm assuming you mean the M Network games. These have been on the Atari Flashback consoles and handhelds for several years, as well as the Atari Flashback Classics for Xbone, PS4, Switch that came out in 2018. Were they not licensed by Intellivision Productions? Tommy responds, they were for a little time, a long time ago, over 7 years ago. Add in the 4 years that it's been since this post almost, so like 3 years and some change. So it's like 10 years ago. Intellivision Production had licensed those games for a little time. And he says, after that, no, they were not. So Intellivision Productions, which is a division within Intellivision Entertainment, has the license to the M Network, or had the license. I should say had, because we just read how Atari bought the license for the M Network games from Intellivision. And right there's all the proof. There's all the proof you ever need. You never need to question anything Tommy says. Tommy is honest. Tommy, as Beefy so eloquently puts it, Tommy never lies, and he never loses. Okay, so there you go. All the proof you wanted, all the proof you need. Now let's go over a list real quick, a list of all these games. This is the Atari Mania forum. Lots of people on here. Lots of people were excited for all these M Network games. So we got Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Tower of Mystery. I'm sure that's going to be your what else is that? Cloudy Mountain, right? Cloudy Mountain's probably that one. It's either that one or the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Treasures of Tarman. Cloudy Mountain is going to be one of those games. Adventures of Tron. You got Air Battle, Air Raiders, Anteater, Armor Ambush, which we know is Tank Battle. We already seen Tank Battle exist, so they probably sold the license, the rights to Tank Battle to be part of the new updated M Network, just like the Cloudy Mountain's probably going to come out as part of the new M Network. Astro Blast, which, as we said, is Astro Smash. Again, boom, that's going to come out on the M Network. Bump and Jump. We know Bump and Jump, the license is owned by Intellivision. The trademark anyway, not the license. Burger Time, Computer Corridor, Dark Cavern. Dark Cavern is the Night Stalker. That's Night Stalker. So we know we got the new Night Stalker on Intellivision. We're probably going to get that same one converted over to an Atari game as Dark Cavern on the new M Network. Frogs and Flies. As I said, that's Frog Bog. In Search of the Golden Skull. International Soccer. We know Intellivision also had a soccer game they were working on for Amico, so that's probably going to be ported over as International Soccer. Pong says, I love watching them Tommy Tallarico videos from the past. They are a blast from the past. Yeah. I noticed the old Amico crew ignored people asking them about these refunds. The old crew, they're no good. That's why they had to get rid of the old crew. That's why we got the new crew here. Tony got those sauces always. I always come with the sauces. Fresh, hot sauces. Beefy says Dark Cavern is the darkest. Yeah. Venom Beth says cattle decapitation. What? Don't know what that means, but okay. Let's see. That soccer preview blew your mind. It blew my mind too. Blew my mind. Let's see what else. What else we got here? Let's go over these games. Lock and Chase. Kool-Aid Man. I don't know if the Kool-Aid Man game is going to show up on Atari. I would imagine that they would have the rights for the old game, but not the license for the Kool-Aid Man. They might have to update the license. Atari might have to pay Kool-Aid. I don't know what corporation owns Kool-Aid, but they probably have to work that out to actually have that game. We got Locomotion, Masters of the Universe, Power He-Man. That's another one that they probably have to work out the license for the game and the He-Man separately. So that might be a little bit of a hassle. Rocky and Bullwinkle, again, because you got the game license and then the actual license for the characters. Sea Battle, Space Attack, Star Strike, Super Challenge Baseball. Again, we've seen the baseball game for Amico, so we're probably going to see that double as the M Network revamped Atari game. Super Challenge Football, Sword Fight, Tron Deadly Disc. So there you go. Those are all the M Network games. Several of them had new Amico versions coming out, so we're probably going to see those Amico versions come out in a less than perfect way. So there you go. It'd be okay. World of Armor Ambush Tanks is the bomb diggity. Yeah, it is. It is. So we got a lot of games. A lot of Amico games they're working on have M Network equivalents. So we're probably going to see those games, like I said, on the M Network. They're not going to be as good as the Amico versions, right? Just wait until you see the Amico versions that are probably going to be better graphics, better gameplay, better controls. They're not going to, the Atari doesn't have the 40 LED lights on the console. It doesn't have the controller with the screen built in. So you're going to get inferior versions, but it'll give you a taste, right? You'll have a little taste of what Amico can offer you on the Atari VCS. Jam Del Santos says, I like your approach as you always showed evidence. The old Amico crew had access to Tommy, Phil, Nick, and John, and yet they barely had any decent Amico news. That's what I'm saying, because they were afraid to ask questions. We're not afraid to ask questions here, right? Because we know all the answers are going to be positive. We know all the answers are going to be the God-honest truth from the CEO. Sweet Tender says, I love Amico, and I'm looking forward to its release. Me too. The only thing I want more than world peace, right? World peace is probably the one thing I want the most. Sorry. But a close second to world peace is the Amico. I want it to come out so bad. And I think the Amico coming out is probably more achievable than world peace, right? World peace is pie in the sky dreams. Like, that's when you go to Santa, you sit on Santa's lap, you say, what do you want for Christmas? And you go, I want Amico. He's like, well, I don't know if we can get Amico. You want anything else? I go, I want world peace. Let's get you Amico. What color you want, right? Because Amico is just a little bit more plausible than world peace. Luke says, once we get them, I'll bring my controller to your place and cornhole you. I mean, play cornhole with you? Yeah. Please, Amico, come out so we can have fun with it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to have fun with it too, Tommy. I'm in the same boat as you. I think that once the Amico releases, we should all plan something, plan an event where we can all get together and play Amico together, right? So we can show them haters all the fun we're having. Pong says, I'm still waiting to hear back from Tommy about the bocce game. Don't worry, the bocce game's coming. It's definitely, I know it's coming. Tommy's a true Italian. Is there any old school games like B-17 Bomb? All the games are old school like B-17 Bomb or Widow. All of them. Jam Del Santos says, can you explain to me what this, quote, testing is for? Why were DJC and Mullis chosen? They're not professional video game testers. Who fixes the bugs they find? Well, see, first off, JM, you're under a misconception as to why video game companies test things and how it works, right? First off, why would you want a professional tester to test a system that's not for professionals? The system is not made for professional video game testers. The system is not made for video game players. It's made for the average Joe. It's made for people who just want to have fun with friends and family. And Mike Mullis wants to have fun with his friends and his family. DJC wants nothing more than to have fun with his friends and family. So they're testing the fun of the games, right? They're not testing the technical limitations of the console. They're not testing all the little ins and outs of the games. They're testing the fun factor, right? Because remember, every game has to score a 7 or higher on the Amico scale. And that's what they're testing. They're making sure that these games are fun for all the boys and girls, all the everyday Joes, all the casual gamers waiting for a system. Amico will bring world peace because it's going to bring us all together. Yeah, people are going to be too busy playing Amico to be fighting. That's what I'm saying. Pong Father's right. It's on the launch pad. Only needs a bit of fuel. They're waiting for those Atari checks to clear. Oh, and then Phil's going to have an announcement. I'm sure of it. What else we got going? Professional fun testers, right? See, Adam Wilson understands. Adam Wilson gets it. You Super J says Redfall had professional mock reviews. See how that worked out? Who needs pros? Exactly. Redfall had professional testers. It had a whole competent team of software engineers, and that thing was shit. That thing came out full of bugs, full of crap, not fun. No one likes it. Is that what you want? That's not what I want for an Amico. That's why we went to people like Mike Mullis and DJC. You know, people who understand gaming, who understand the core, the whole idea of Amico, right? They understand Amico. And since they understand Amico, they understand the experience that they were trying to build with the Amico. And so they can gauge whether or not that experience is achieved, right? That's what they're testing. They're testing if it is Amico, the Amico-ness, if you will, of the console, of the games. If the games have enough Amico-ness, then they get the thumbs up. They get the big thumbs up, and we know that we're on the right track. Sir, DJC is such a mediocre video gamer. I just watch his gameplay to chuckle. He is maybe a decent at Astro Smash and nothing else. Well, that's the thing, right? DJC is playing regular games that are made for gamers, right? And that's why he's no good at them. He's not a gamer. Those games are made for gamers. That's like me trying to play a sport made for fat people, right? I'm not a sumo wrestler. I can't be a sumo wrestler. I could never achieve sumo wrestlerness. I mean, I'd get slaughtered because I'm not built for that. That's not what I am. I'm not a sumo wrestler. That's the same way DJC can't play games because he's not a gamer. That's why we built Amico for people who aren't gamers. That's why DJC is the perfect person to test the Amico-ness of those games, right? Because if DJC can play them, then we've achieved what we set out to achieve, and that is to make games for non-gamers. I heard you mention Geeks with Cash earlier. What did he do? Is it newsworthy? He hasn't done anything as far as I know, but I know that he is going to we have a little montage of his best eating moments, right? Chef's kiss. Most people, they're too busy to do a stream like this, right? The regulars on this channel, their lives get in the way. They can't do Amico forever. But Geeks with Cash is so dedicated to Amico forever that he would literally eat his dinner. He would sacrifice family time. He would sacrifice, sitting down at a table with his wife and his family, eating dinner. He would sacrifice that once a week to eat on stream, to have you be part of his dinner ritual. Could you imagine that? He brought you into his family, into his life. He sat you down across from him at that dinner table, and he ate his food while you watched. It was like you were there. It was like you were in the kitchen with him, enjoying good conversation, good food. I mean, we're lucky. We're lucky that Nick was so generous to invite us into his life that way. Did the Amico go through the Cold War? If the Amico was around during the Cold War, Pong, it would have heated up real quick because people would have been having so much fun. Widow says, no need. The new Cold War has started, and soon War Games won't be a game or a movie. It's going to be reality. Not as soon as the Amico launches. We're going to put an end to all war. All right, so since we talked about Geeks with Cash, since people were asking, let's see this video put together by a fan. Geeks with Eats, Intellivision Amico mukbang prepared by Tommy Tallarico. It's going to be a banger.
Let's see. What is Geeks eating? People want to know. The world wants to know, but most importantly, the sweet and tender hooligan wants to know. I do kind of too. Looks like mashed potatoes.
I have steak, mashed potatoes, and broccoli. Roasted.
Steak, mashed potatoes, and broccoli. The man has invited you into his kitchen. He invited you into his dining area. He said, sit down, have a seat at the dinner table. Let's share some conversation, some good food. Oh, man. Do other podcasts do that? Do other podcasts invite you to the dinner table with them? No, they don't think about you. They're not considerate. They're selfish podcasters, right? Nick here. Nick is selfless, invites you to break bread with him each and every week. Brings a tear to my eye. Brings a tear to my eye.
A meat and potatoes man is. And we have Nick Geeks with Cash. Do I sound like why am I hosting a game show all of a sudden? And by the way, Nick is having something to eat.
And since most of these streams start at 9:30 to like 10 o'clock at night, that means it's 7:30 to 8 o'clock my time. And I haven't eaten since like noon. So if you
Oh, I missed it. There was some writing. I was looking in the chat. Big thank you to Jan Ong for collecting the timestamps to create this video. Oh, man, look at that. It says, Nick, before you made this comment, Jan was not fishing for clips, but now he is. Thanks you. Geeks with Cash said, John, if you're fishing for clips here for people, I can. If you're fishing for clips here for people, I can and will ban you. Man. Nick was trying to ban Jan Ong. Jan Ong, a longtime supporter of the Amico.
don't want me to eat, then either don't start a stream this late or cope with it. I don't care.
And there you have it, folks. Your comments have been
You know, I'm kind of curious. Why does Nick use the old logo? This is the old Amico logo. He really. Someone needs to email Nick and let him know he's using the old logo. You got to use the new logo, right? Brand recognition is a thing, Nick. Brand recognition. Got to have that new logo. Got to have it. Everyone here was from the old show. The old show. It's not as good as the new show, right? We're a lot more positive here. We're a lot more positive. I'd never call myself Geeks with Cash. What if somebody wanted to rob me? Who knows? Geek Storian is a great guy. I love his content. I never heard of him. I'll have to check him out, Mince. I have to check him out. That angle right there, I'm laughing to myself because this angle right here, it reminds me of a Three Stooges episode. Remember the Three Stooges episode where he's eating the clam soup? He's putting the crackers in the clam soup. That's like almost the exact same angle. Nick did that on purpose. He had to have done that on purpose. He knew what he was doing.
I've got Whistle Pig, Piggyback.
wow.
I did laundry today.
Big piggyback.
If you think you might punish when I say I'll have a drink any time of day.
Oh, how dare he drink a Dr. Pepper? Should have been a tab, Nick. Should have been a tab.
You can have some fun. That's why I know you're the one, because we have a dream break. Don't you think that is great?
This right here, this is quality, premium content. I should charge you guys. Every time Nick takes a drink, you guys should have to put $1 into the coffers. You know what I'm saying? JM says, sweet and tender hooligan, sir. Why does Nick not adjust his eating time? Like I said, that's his dinner time, and he wants to share dinner with all of you, right? He wants to bring you in to his dining room. He wants to bring you in and share a meal, break bread with you each and every week. Special moment, special moment.
Get back to what we do.
So.
Easy mushroom chicken?
So Jeff gave us a GameStop.
Hold on.
$99.
Oh, no. You put that up on the camera, sir. That looks beautiful. Look how she plated it, too. Your wife is awesome.
With carrots, mashed
The
potatoes,
green
and-
screen's like cutting it
The
out.
green, I know.
Yeah, the green
Still.
screen's cutting out all the green.
Oh, look at that pizza. He did that for Tommy. That's a Harry's pizza. That's got to be a Harry's pizza. I will say the musical choice in this is a little annoying. It's a little annoying. I had to lower my headphones.
I'm handling it fine, sir.
You're gonna be a silly.
Bring the heat, sir.
Well, now you got me saying it.
So the thing too is,
Use this for your clip. Use this for your clip. Use this for your clip. Use this for your clip.
Yars
Later,
McKnight.
Sweet Tender. Thanks for hanging out, man.
All music created by Sweet and Tender Hooligan. Oh, he made his own music. The end. I hope it's not the end. I hope we get more fantastic Geeks with Cash clips. That's what we need in our life. Tacos, did you get the Mexican? There's no Mexican discount. There's a Latino discount. No Mexican discount. Man, that pizza is New York style. I have no control pizza. I don't like New York style. I like Chicago style pizza, obviously. All right. So some people were asking me for an update. They seen the pictures that we had of Tommy a few weeks back. I think it might have been last week. You know, Tommy's enjoying chili. Grew a little mustache. But Tommy has since shaved the mustache. He's seen that you guys really didn't like the mustache look. He's seen that he was looking a little old. So Tommy hit the gym. Tommy has hit the gym, and he's ready to unveil his new look. Look at that. You tell me that man is in his mid-50s, mid-60s. Look at that. Tommy Tallarico is getting swole. I think he got some tips from Retro Bro. Called up the bro. He said, "Do you even lift, bro?" Look at him. That's what Amico can do for you. That's what Amico can do for you. Sweet says I ripped off Tommy Amico's free music. He uploaded and adjusted the knobs, then claimed credit. That's the Tommy Tallarico method. Good job. Good job. Oh my God, is Tommy going to AEW? He might be. He might. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Tommy Tallarico is all in. So there you go. You got the update on Tommy. What's he been up to? He's been lifting weights, getting back in shape. He wants to look good for when the Amico debuts, right? He doesn't want to look old and tired. All right, moving on. We got an update. I promised you an update from Phil Adam. So we're going to go ahead and get you that. So here it is. Some hater named Chris says, does John have an update that he could shed light on? Hope. Francois, good friend of the channel, says, Chris Massey, it's a startup. Look at any companies starting. It takes time, but we have the console and games, amazing controller. Now it's about the release. Obviously, it's not a quick thing to do. Right? Exactly. Francois knows. It's not easy to release a console. Jeffrey, still hopeful. News would be nice. And here he comes, the man himself, big Phil Adam, right? Big, sexy Phil Adam. He just climbs over that top rope, gets into the ring, and body slams the shit out of hater Chris Massey. He says, no, Chris, but I will have one soon. Well aware it's overdue, but working on finalizing the update now. He's working on it, Chris. He's working on it. Take that, haters. Take that. Right? When you guys are all crying into your Nintendo Switches, when you're throwing tantrums with your PlayStation 5 controllers, there's nothing to play. There's no new games on PS5. I got nothing. Why did I buy this? It was a waste of money. While you're doing that, Big Philly's doing big things, making big moves, collecting those checks. And pretty soon, we're going to have that update. He's finalizing it. He's dotting the I's. He's crossing the T's. He's making sure that everything is just right for maximum embarrassment to the haters. Phil Adam, I have full confidence in you in this update. I am sure that when you drop this update, it's going to be like a nuclear bomb going off in the hater camp. They're going to scatter like the cockroaches that they are. It's going to be a glorious day, gentlemen. Soon. Francois plays a good guitar, but he must stop rapping, leave the rap to DJC. Yeah, you know. I might agree to that. We're not all good at everything, right? We're not all good at everything. Oh, shit. My cat got stuck. Hold on. All right. What can I say? I'm a cat magnet. I'm a pussy magnet. Yeah. That's a sexy Tommy? I'm not into that kind of thing. I am a straight heterosexual Amico. But Amicos are, some of them too fancy other Amicos. And that's fine. It's fine. Anyway, moving on. Because we got a classic Tommy Tallarico post. All right, so it says, this is some guy named Pappy. Pappy said, the interview made me realize that Intellivision's commitment to social gaming was real and not just a marketing gimmick. It made me realize Tommy Tallarico was genuine. So people can call me a wimp all they want. But I was also tearing up. When I was a kid, I remember my parents were playing card games with their friends every Saturday. Sometimes they would be playing from 4 p.m. until 2 a.m. in the morning, with a break for supper, of course. Of course, they took a break for supper. They rarely missed a Saturday. The rise of personal entertainment and telecommunications slowly put an end to this. The internet was the final nail in the coffin. My mother still played card games or other games like Scrabble with her tablet, not with her friends, but with her tablet. We now live in a very strange world where we constantly communicate with more people than ever, yet we feel more isolated than ever. Technology and modern values are dehumanizing us. This truly sucks. Such harsh language, but necessary. Now, we need real human contact. We need to socialize with real people who keep it real, people who are real and authentic, real people. I'm like a real stream. In particular, we need strong family ties. Family Ties, great show. I love Family Ties growing up. Michael J. Fox killed it. Is Tommy doing OnlyFans now? Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Amico OnlyFans? You never know. So yes, human needs are powerful things indeed. And what is Tommy's response? It's perfect. It's a perfect response. You nailed it 100%. This is exactly why I created Amico and why it's going to be popular around the world, around the whole world, around the spinning ball that is the earth. We are not the only ones who feel this way. And although the, quote, younger generation may think we're old and don't know what we're talking about, that the, quote, Switch and PS4 already does this, quote, they are the minority. 112 million Switches sold? Minority. Drop in the bucket compared to the 3 billion that are going to be playing Amico. The 3 billion people who play video games and don't consider themselves gamers is proof of that. The fact that mobile, casual, is almost triple what the PC gaming and more than double what all the home consoles combined is proof of that. The fact that the Wii was the third biggest home console ever is proof of this, right? So let the hardcores hate. That's right. Keep hating and not understand all they want. Too ignorant. They're too dumb to get the Amico. It doesn't affect our mission or goal at all. And again, once they actually play it and see their non-gaming friends all having fun together. Well, see, Tommy, I hate to correct Tommy. I hate to call Tommy a liar. I hate to say that Tommy was uninformed. But I think this is Tommy being nice, right? This is Tommy giving the haters too much credit, because we all know that the haters don't have friends. If the haters had friends, they would understand the Amico. But the haters don't have friends. That's why they hate the Amico, right? The Amico is about friendship. It's about coming together. And because they don't understand it, because they don't have friends, because they're losers living in their mommies and their grandmommies' basements, in their grandmother's apartment, you know, that's why. That's why they don't understand the Amico. And I said it. You know, Tommy was being nice. He didn't want to call them out, but I'm calling them out. We know they ain't got friends. They'll all of a sudden start to understand what we all felt growing up and what has been missing for over a decade in the gaming industry. That's right. Over a decade, not a single game brings people together. Not a single game can be played couch co-op in the last 10 years. The gaming industry is trying to move away from families. They try to move away from people being together in the same room because the evil corporations, the evil, sick, perverted, disgusting, just utterly disgusting CEOs over at PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, they want to tear families apart. They want to tear apart the very fabric of American values. And Amico's bringing it back, baby. Amico's bringing it back in a big way. And just wait until it releases. The Amico is going to be a revolution in gaming. I mean, Tommy has the data. Would Tommy Tallarico lie to you? His reputation is so stellar. He would never, ever do anything to jeopardize it, right? A man's reputation is the only thing left of a man after he's gone, right? When we're all dust in the wind, as Kansas would say, the only thing left is your legacy, your reputation. What is a man but a collection of secrets? And those secrets are the only thing left of you afterward. And Tommy's secrets are that he's the greatest video game composer of all time, and he has a stellar, undamaged reputation. And the haters can't handle it. But we got another post here from Tommy. We're going to get a bonus second post from Tommy. Seriously, sweet, it's not for you. Yeah, it's not for you. AJ13 says, do you think the Amico console lights are actually used to communicate with aliens, like in Close Encounters of the Third Kind and independent day movies? Wouldn't that be something? You know, aliens, people might not realize this, but aliens, they like playing video games too, right? Has the Nintendo targeted aliens? Has the PlayStation or Xbox sought out people from Alpha Centauri? No, but the Amico has. Maybe that's the Amico's secret plan. That's why they're going to sell so many consoles. All right. You're the genetic jackhammer, Tommy. Damn. I want you guys to behave in the chat. Galaxy Purple, right? It's Galaxy Purple for a reason. Most people didn't understand that. Pong Show gets it. He gets it, right? Because purple isn't from a galaxy. It's not about a galaxy. So what is the galaxy for? It's for the aliens that are going to play the Amico. Come on. All right, let's get to this last Tommy post. Tommy's going to take us home. So we got several questions. Some guy named Intellivision asked Tommy a bunch of questions. Says, I have some questions for Tommy. And I know Tommy has answers, perfect answers for these. Number one, Amico will be my first home console in 15 years. I always look for gameplay and offline multiplayer in games over graphics or story. I would like for consoles to sell 100 millions, but I don't see it happening. The Wii had the Nintendo brand and you could play baseball in your living room. I hated the Wii, and I know I will love the Amico, but I can't see it being a huge hit. So my question is, even if sales are not very good, why would you even suggest that? Come on. Do you think Amico can be considered as a failure? In my opinion, it will be a success even if it fails commercially, as it will bring fun offline multiplayer experience to hundreds of thousands of people, hopefully millions. First off, how are you going to come out the gate? This man coming out the gate trying to doubt Tommy, trying to doubt the Amico. I wouldn't even answer it. If he came at me like this, I wouldn't even answer that shit. I would be like, I don't think so, bro. You come correct when you're talking about Amico, right? You come correct. Okay. All right, well, let's go to the answers, right? We're not going to read all the questions and the answer. We're going to read question and answer. So Tommy's answer to that is, I wouldn't underestimate the system until you have a chance to play it. It's a bit premature to say that you, quote, can't see it being a huge hit until you have a chance to play with friends. Tommy's right? How can you doubt the Amico until you've tried it? You can't be a critic until you've actually had that thing in your hands. When you've held Tommy's Amico in your hands, when you have the full Amico just sitting in your hands with all that energy of Tommy's big Amico in your hands, then you'll get it. Then you'll understand. Smash has had the privilege of having Tommy's Amico in his hand. That Amico changed his world. You know, that was a $10,000 Amico that was all in Smash's hand. To answer your question, the sales are going to be great. That's right, Tommy. They're going to be amazing. Amico will not be a failure or fail commercially. Damn right, Tommy. Damn right. And yes, to millions of people. If I felt any differently, then I shouldn't be making the machine or running it. Exactly, right? If you have any doubts, why are you doing this, right? And what do they say? Jesus don't want no doubt money. Jesus don't want no doubt money. Jesus only want that money that you believe. Jesus want that belief money, and so does Tommy. He wants that belief money. I'm not interested in doing anything mediocre or something I, quote, hope will catch on. I'm all in 100%. 100%, baby. It's the only way to ensure victory and success. Victory and success. The Amico is going to have them in spades. In spades. Pong Father says, I had the Galaxy Purple Amico in my GameStop cart and never pulled the trigger. Should have did it. Those 8 physical games never did get offered separately. Why would they offer them separately? That makes no sense, Pong. I mean, Amico games are like potato chips. You can't just have one, right? If they offer them separately, what you would end up doing is buying all of them anyway, and then you would cost you more money buying them individually. So Tommy did you a favor by only putting those in 4-packs or 8-packs, right? Because that way he knew you were going to buy them anyway, and he gave you the discount by buying them in bulk. Sweet and Tender says, my wife, my wife. Come on, Sweet. Who you fooling, Sweet? I can't even get through this. I mean, the ridiculousness of you saying your wife. Come on. Who you fooling? What was the 6th packing game? Back Talk Party. Yeah. I only wanted 3. That's what you think, Pong. You think you only wanted 3. That's because you haven't played them. Once you play them, you're going to realize you should have had all 8. Number 2, what do you think about the Playdate? It's obviously not competing against the Amico, but it is a coincidence that these two consoles are released the same year after 20 years of Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft dominating the market. Well, see, first off, Intellivision's wrong because the Amico and the Playdate did not release in the same year. Come on. Get your facts right, saying that the Amico and the Playdate are releasing in the same year. If you paid attention, you would realize this in Intellivision. But your stupid question, hopefully Tommy smacks you around for this stupid question. They released in the same year. Tommy says, I think it looks like fun, and I hope they're successful. It's a completely different device and approach. And I love anyone willing to do something different. Look at that. Tommy's so humble. He's so humble. He's congratulating another company trying some little silly Playdate machine, a little crank on it, a little Game Boy with a crank, a little cranky on it. What they sell? Like 10 of those things? Something like that? I don't even think I remember reading any articles about people. Yeah. I don't remember. He says, I'm tired of the big three dominating everything and doing the same kind of stuff year after year. I'll probably end up picking one up. Yeah. So Tommy's, he's even willing to buy. So out of the 10 or 12 that got sold, one of them got sold to Tommy Tallarico, I bet. All right. Number 3. Imagine that the Amico sells 50 plus million. Why would you imagine? That's what it's going to sell. It's going to sell to billions of people. What do you do? Will there be any shortages if this happens? Will you release an Amico 2 with improved graphics after 7 years? Such a stupid. Oh my God. Now, this Intellivision guy is such a putz. Excuse my language, but this guy's a putz to even suggest that you would need an Amico 2. Again, Amico is forever. You only need the Amico. That's the whole point of it, right? It's a one and done all in system. You buy it and then you buy games for it year after year after year after year after year after year. But let's see what Tommy has to say. Tommy says there will be shortages no matter how many it sells. Common practice around the holidays. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, Tommy's right. All these artificial shortages, Walmart and them holding back consoles, pretending like they don't have any to try to create artificial demand. Tommy knows the game. He knows the game. The typical game industry hardware cycle is 7 years, based mostly around technology and how long it takes to create something new. We feel our cycle is more like 10 years because we don't rely on technology as much as the others. Look at something like Roblox or Minecraft, right? Those things are forever. We're more similar to their models than PS4. We hope to be a big part of the game in 2030 and would hope to help redefine the industry once again by then. Man, 2030. Once the Amico gets released in 2030, it's going to dominate the market. Panic has announced that Playdate handheld sold a measly 50,000 units. 50,000 units. That's so cute. That's Amico's selling millions and millions. It's so cute that you thought that 50,000 was something. You thought it was something, Chris. It's very cute, very cute. Tayson says Phil Spencer's interview reminded me of Tommy Tallarico. The bad takes and stuff like we are no competition to Sony and Nintendo and doing their own thing. No, Phil's interview didn't remind you of Tommy Tallarico. Phil, he learned from Tommy. Tommy and Phil Spencer are very good friends. You'll know that if you follow them on Twitter. Phil actually congratulated Tommy because they're such good friends. So I'm sure when this whole Redfall thing, when it hit the fan, when the proverbial shite hit the fan, Phil Spencer, he was looking to either heal up, run, or fight, right? So he called Tommy Tallarico because Phil Spencer, he's a fighter. He's not potioning up and he's not running. He's gonna grab that sword and he's gonna fight. So Phil Spencer called Tommy Tallarico on Spider phone. He said, "Tommy, I need your help. I need some advice. How do I handle this, Tommy? You're the greatest video game CEO that I know. You've learned under the great Shigeru Miyamoto, Koji Kondo. You have close ties with Phil Adam. So Tommy probably advised him on what to say. So Tony, what you're saying is if I only wanted 3 copies of Brain Duel, I had to purchase 3 4-packs? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You're understanding, Palm Father. Any Amico, you missed all the Amico news, Justin. You got to rewind the episode. We've been dropping Amico news all day. Yeah, Tommy Amico's right. Phil Adam, I'm not a bullshitter. He's not just making shit up, right? All right. So, question number 4: the Amico is family friendly, so it will not have any censorship in China. Any plans for a China release? Number 4: we are looking at the China market, and it's something that we are very interested in. I don't know if you know this, but Tommy put on the world's biggest concert in China. Some haters have tried to take down his concert. They're claiming that he wasn't at the location that he said he was. He wasn't at the Bird's Nest. What people don't realize is Tommy's concert was so big, they actually filled up both arenas. Tommy was playing in one arena, but there was fans seated in the other arena because they could hear the music. Everybody in China turned off every electrical device except for the computer screen. And they turned off all their electrical devices. They quit all the work. Everyone was silent. And you could hear Video Games Live all throughout the Chinese countryside, all throughout the entire country of China. Everybody in China, from Beijing to Peking, they all heard Tommy Tallarico. I mean, that's how revered he is. Everyone was just quiet. So Tommy's music can carry over the countryside and wash everybody in the glory that is Video Games Live. A lot of people don't know that. That's why it was the biggest concert of all time. Tommy filled up the world for his concert, monumental event. Exactly. There's actually clips. If you look for Hands Across Humanity or Hands Across the World, I think that's what it's called. That was actually Tommy Tallarico concert. He organized that. World Peace. So there you have it. There you have it. And that's the show for this week. Like I said, it was going to be a short show. We did an hour, a little over an hour. I think that's a solid thing here. Hopefully you guys learned some things. Hopefully the haters can finally admit that Intellivision is going to be stacking money. It's got all that money from Atari coming their way. Hopefully you guys have learned to never doubt Tommy. Of the 4 former Amico panel, who do you think is watching? All of them, all 4 of them. Maybe not DJC. He's probably live, trying to hide the pain. We like to refer to him as Hide the Pain, Chuck, because he does these live streams where he's obviously salty that he's no longer part of the Amico Forever crew. So, it happens. Relationships have to end. They change. They evolve. And it's sad. But that's all we got for this week's show. As we like to say here, hopefully you all have an Amico day and an Intellivision night. Take care, and everybody, love everybody.